No marriage is without obstacles and bumps in the road. Committing fully to another person, regardless of your love for them, can be challenging. But of course, you don't know that when you say your I do's. Happy marriages aren't happy by a stroke of luck. Fulfilling marriages require work and a lot of it. Hi there, and thanks for watching. One common initial misconception among my marriage coaching clients is that partners grow simultaneously at the same pace and in the same direction. Unfortunately, that rarely happens, especially not by default. Being aware of this misconception may help you realize how important staying abreast with proper communication techniques is. Whether you just tied the knot or have been at it for decades, one thing is sure: a couple must deliberately and intentionally build their relationship. Therefore, you must develop and apply loads of patience to make a relationship work. Here are my top 5 tips for a happy marriage. Number 5 is compassion. Partners should have compassion for each other's experiences, feelings, and sensitivities. The less sensitive partner must commit to putting themselves in the more sensitive partner's shoes to understand what the person is feeling. Insensitivity or an unwillingness to observe the problem from your partner's perspective is a proven way to kill intimacy and trust instantly. Tip number 4, listening. The most challenging part of communication is listening with the intent to understand your partner's point of view. Listening attentively and calmly while your partner tells you what they find difficult about you or your point of view is never a walk in the park. Of course, it's customary to want to jump in and defend yourself. But it would be better to take a moment to reflect, to understand where this is coming from. Consider this: listening to understand, rather than finding your gap to defend yourself, is an opportunity to develop a deeper connection with your soulmate and for growth. Tip number 3. Value each other's opinions within predefined boundaries. You fell in love and committed to each other because you are so different and you bring the best forward in each other. So why do you want to change your spouse into a replica of yourself? I assure you, once they become just like you, you will be bored out of your mind. Love is about getting to know your partner at the macro and micro levels and loving them even more once you understand the reason behind their worldview, not necessarily trying to change it, but trying to respect and love them despite your differences. Both partners are responsible for honoring and respecting their relationship's values and boundaries at all times. However, there are always certain lines that should never be crossed. Partners should clearly define those boundaries before committing to marriage and update them regularly as life happens. Without proper consultation, no partner has the right to force the other to disregard a preset boundary. Number 2, trust and openness. Your spouse is the one person on the planet with whom you should have a unique connection. In your partnership, trust and openness are 2 critical attributes you must commit to. It implies becoming vulnerable, but trusting that the person you love will respect and honor your willingness to open up. Needless to say, never use your partner's vulnerability against them, ever. That will shut your partner's openness down like a clam. It's all about respect. 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 Tip number 1, forgiveness. No one is perfect, and everyone errs. Let me repeat that. No one is perfect, and everyone errs. But knowing each other at the deepest level makes forgiveness so much easier. Once you understand where the root of your partner's challenge or mistake lies, you will find it easier to forgive and support them. The key to forgiveness is sticking to the facts and not attaching your own narrative to your partner's behavior. However, if you spot a negative, repetitive pattern that causes yourself or your partner to err repeatedly, you should seek professional help. You see, the idea is to create an environment where each partner may be entirely true to themselves, coupled with the freedom to express what they think, feel, and desire without judgment and fear of rejection. Sure, this takes years to develop, but if you commit to it and set it as a goal, you will reach it as sure as the sun will rise tomorrow. In conclusion, creating a happy marriage is a process, and it doesn't happen overnight. It takes work. If you're looking to build a solid relationship, you must commit to it and do the uncomfortable. Some of the couples I work with initially believe that their personalities are fixed and that a person can't change. On the contrary, people can change. However, it takes an internal willingness to change. Why don't you check out my services page in the description below to learn how I can help you get your relationship back on track. I always love witnessing how exploring each other's more profound truths and values and convictions unifies couples and creates a closeness and a tenderness they've never experienced before. I'm Alta now. Blessings to you.